I'm the bad guy?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what's up. What is going on? It's your boy Preston. That's right. Phat Samurai Guy. We are back again. That's right. Tag teaming, the tag team champions. We are back. That's right. What is going on? Christopher Fox, director, writer. He's done it all. How you doing, brother? Welcome back.
Doing good, man. Doing great. Thanks for having me back. I think last week I was here talking about Rub, and stoked to be here this week talking about Falling Down, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you know how we do. We had to do it. And for those of you who have not seen the film Rub, make sure you guys check it out. That's right. Crime thriller fans, check out Rub. And last time we were hanging out, we were talking about some rubbing and some dubbing. That's right. We were talking about that, having fun and getting your behind the scenes creation of the film and having a blast with that and some laughs. So make sure you guys check out that video. I'll tag it to this video so you guys can check out the journey that made Rub happen. But make sure you guys check it out if you have not seen it yet. But you mentioned, you kind of dropped a little slight, like we're talking about inspirations for Rub. And you mentioned last time we were hanging out that you're like, you know, in a way, you kind of see Rub as kind of like a prequel to Falling Down in a way.
Yeah,
in a way.
In a weird way, yeah. You know, Falling Down just starts off. If everyone who's seen it out there, the way it starts off, you know, jumps right into it.
Yeah.
And I always wondered, like, you know, you find out in the film, like when Pendergast, which is a great name for detective, you know. When you see Duvall's character go to Douglas's mom's house, that's when you really start to break down like the insanity this guy's, you know, that's been brewing up in his mind for so long. But like, I always wondered like what that was like, you know. So I took a lot of that inspiration, put that into Neil and Rub. But yeah, Preston, I ended up watching Falling Down again this afternoon. I was texting you screenshots when I was laying in bed watching. It's probably the 200th time I've seen the film. It's one of my favorite films of all time. So it's just, you know, the way it starts off, it's like, you know, it starts off with him just that opening scene to me is like more chaotic and impactful than like most movies climactic points of the film, you know. And this is like the very, very beginning of the film. And it just, the sound design also, I think in this film and Falling Down really, you know, gets lost in the mix of like talking about great films and sound for film.
Yeah.
They really utilize a lot of like sound vamps and different panning techniques to bring the chaos, you know, to really put the viewer into Michael Douglas's, you know, head. It's just that first scene, you know, captures the audience, I feel.
Yeah, you could tell that just the chaos is like building in him, you know, like he's just had enough. But the interesting thing about that opening scene is I talked to some people who haven't seen this movie in a long time, and then they rewatched it and they were like, dude, he was already gone before he got out of the car. Because usually it was like, oh, over the course of the movie, that's when he goes. No, he was already gone.
Yeah,
He was already checked out and crazy before he even got out of the car. Because you find out, like you said, the scene with his mother.
Yeah,
they find out that where's he been going? He's been fired from his job for what was it, 3 months or something like that, right?
Yeah, and to your point, the other viewers' point that he's already been gone. It's when the guy's like, halfway through the movie, which is one of my other favorite scenes I haven't forgotten about, but it was like, come on, man, give me something. He's like, I was a nah, man. Then he gives him the briefcase. He's like, what were you, a drummer boy? You must have been 10 years old. But he gives him the briefcase. He opens it up. And there's like an apple in there. There's like nothing in there. So it's like,
a sandwich. Yeah.
So he was he was messed for a long time.
Oh yeah.
That first scene is something special. It's
for sure. Yeah.
Really, really, really great.
Really sets the tone. You even feel hot and sweaty. Like you can't. There's insects in there. He can't. He tries to roll on the window. The handle breaks.
Yeah.
It's like people are throwing shit at the car. People arguing, cursing.
Yeah, you see the little girl just staring at him, in the window.
For sure.
Quick Century.
Yeah.
In front of him.
Go ahead.
No, it really, it gives you anxiety,
right.
Right off the bat. I don't know if you've ever seen the show The Bear that's on FX right now, but
I've been hearing about
it's. I mean, that show gives me massive anxiety.
The Bear.
Yeah, it's about a kitchen, a chef in a kitchen, and it's imagine that opening scene of falling down for like 60 minutes. It's like what it's like. It's
shit.
It's nonstop. Yeah.
Wow, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's a really, really good show.
Yeah. But before we go down memory lane, return back to 1993, we got to say hello to the Movie Dojo Army members that are showing up in chat right now. What's going on, Eric? He said, hello, fellow movie fans. I saw this movie on HBO when I was younger, and I always thought this movie was underrated. There you go. Check that out. Yeah. What's going on? Bob Odinson was cracking. Jet Tiger says Michael Douglas is great in this film. Yes, he is.
Best.
That's right. Yeah.
His best film, Wall Street.
Yeah, Brolican says, that being said, Douglas's character did realize at the end, watching the home movies, he was the one that created his problems. That was interesting as well.
True.
Yeah. Defense just wanted to go home, man. Defense. We'll get to that a little bit later. Yeah. But for those of you who have not seen Falling Down, this is a spoiler review. So sorry, we're going to be spoiling some stuff here, but let's get into it. For those of you who have not seen the film, quick plot synopsis. You have an ordinary man frustrated with the various flaws he sees in society, begins to psychologically and violently lash out against them. There's a little bit more to the movie than just that. Directed by Bat Nipples himself, Joel Schumacher, yes. And Bat Butts, yes. Joel Schumacher directed this film. And a plethora of great cast here. I always call him this, the always reliable Robert Duvall, because I don't think I've seen a movie where Robert Duvall completely sucked ass in. I don't think it's possible, man.
It's one of his unforgotten roles, I feel. Him and Douglas.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. But yeah, Robert Duvall's great. Barbara Hershey as Beth. The lovely Rachel Ticotin plays Sandra from you guys fans of Total Recall, son.
Yeah.
That's right.
Is she also the Running Man also?
No, that was the other actress. I forgot her name. That was a different actress, but yeah, both of those actresses were staples in the 80s for sure. But yeah, great cast. And you have Dim W. Moffat, who plays Detective Lydecker. Oh my God, what an asshole that guy was. That guy played too good of a job being a dick.
Yeah, he's got his glasses on. He's just always,
Oh my God. I'm so glad he got punched in the face at the end of the movie, man. But dude, Raymond J. Barry as Captain Yardley, what a fucking asshole. He's like a different type of dick.
Yeah.
There's different types of dicks in the world, guys. I don't know if you guys knew that. But yeah,
different levels of douchiness also.
Yeah, like he is like, you have our boy here, Duvall's character, Prendergast, and it's his last day of retirement, and he's got to meet with his boss, and his boss was like, Well, I have it's my job to have to ask you these things and tell you these things, but to be honest, I really don't give a shit about you. You're always a coward. You're a behind the desk cop. You weren't on the streets. I don't have time for, I don't have time for cowards. Get the fuck out of my station kind of thing. It sucked. I was like, dude, this guy's a fucking douchebag.
What was which out of that entire scene, which is the worst, is that he's like, "How the kids doing?" And he's like, "Oh, these clerks, like, yeah, it's the clerk's fault that you don't know one of the officers, who's retiring, lost a daughter."
Yeah, and I've been there. I'm sure we've all had employers that they're supposed to talk to you because they're supposed to, but they really don't know you at all. Like, they don't really give a shit. They don't know what you like. They don't know if you like sports or UFC or whatever, right? Like, they don't even know. They don't know you. Oh my goodness.
And I've been working here for 10 years. You don't know anything about me.
Yeah. You work here? Yeah. Geeky Andre says, "Yeah, Samurai, been a while. Glad to be back. What's good to see you, brother." Yes, falling down is underrated. Look at this, man. Everyone's chiming in. That's right. MK in the house. What is going on? Yes. There we go. There you go. Eric, that's the other actress from Running Man. Yes. Yeah. And she was also in McBain. Yes, which I just talked about recently on the show. But yeah, you're right, dude. Right in the beginning here, it was like you said, you could feel the anxiety.
Yeah, it's it just sets the viewer up for what's about to happen. But that first scene is most other films like climactic points of the film.
Yeah.
I also feel like that. Like, hear me out here. I was thinking about this when I was watching it today. It's like, I'm watching this film. I'm 43 years old. I grew up in New York on the East Coast. So
yeah,
like, I always dreamt of California. And I did move there when I was 20 and lived there for about 11 years. But films like Falling Down, Point Break, and like American History X are like the three films that kind of all similarly look a lot alike. The way they shot it, the way they filmed everything.
Yeah.
And those three films really stuck out to me, like the picture of what Los Angeles was like in the early 1990s.
Yeah. Somebody told me that this movie took place in the same world as Predator 2.
What?
I was like, what? I see RoboCop 2 and Predator 2 being in the same world.
Yeah,
I see that, but Falling Down in Predator 2, if that's true, if you guys can find that out, if that's true, just for shits and giggles, send me a message.
Maybe it's an Easter egg. Maybe Michael Douglas is walking in the background in Predator 2 somewhere. Watch that shit if that was real.
Somebody brought up a question. And they said, well, this movie did well in theaters. So is it really underrated? I've been saying this a lot recently. Just because a movie makes a lot of money, not all of the time, does that mean it's a good movie? Or just because a movie makes a decent amount of money can still get forgotten over time. Could still get kind of lost. Can still get no respect. That could still happen, even if it made money, even if it financially did well. Do you know any other movies that did well, but just kind of wasn't in the public eye anymore and kind of feels kind of forgotten?
I mentioned, I think American History X is one of those films that, I think a lot of people liked for all the wrong reasons. That's the film that kind of went over people's heads a lot.
Yeah.
I feel. And Edward Norton gives an amazing performance in that film as well.
Oh yeah.
I had this argument the other day with a friend of mine who doesn't know anything about movies, and he was trying to tell me that Avatar is the best movie of all time because it made the most money. I'm like, I think it's the worst movie ever made. But I still wouldn't go on like Rotten Tomatoes and give it a star. It's an amazing accomplishment and achievement.
Right.
But,
technically, yeah.
Also not my cup of tea also, but money is not everything when it comes to filmmaking. But what's interesting, it's a really great point, Preston, that Falling Down did do really good in the theaters, but then it did disappear. And it's also a film kind of like, I'm going to throw this out there, The Adventures of Ford Fairlane with Andrew Dice Clay. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie. It's a classic in my mind.
Yeah.
But you can't find it anywhere. If like, I remember like 3 years ago, I googled Falling Down, and it was only available to purchase on Amazon Prime, and that's it. And then when I looked it up today, I mean, I have a Blu-ray of it, but I don't have a Blu-ray player.
Do you have the you have the Digibook?
I don't know.
Because this is I have the actual Digibook
Oh,
of Falling Down, but it's cool, it's awesome. But I'm going to read some notes from it a little bit later.
Yeah,
but it needs a 4K. It needs a better special edition.
Absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But I think it's just one of those films of the '90s that just. I also feel like they try to sweep films like this under the rug. That some people, stuff like this, American History X, that touches on a lot of sore topics that they
could be deemed controversial. But that's one of the. Here's another reason why I feel this movie's underrated is because no other big studio wanted to touch this script. This script for this movie got turned down from every single major studio. I believe Michael Douglas saw the script and he was like, "Hey, we got to do this." And then they took a chance. And again, I'm going to read some notes from here. But yeah, no one really wanted. Warner Brothers gave in, but it was still a risk for them to do a movie like this. Yeah, nobody wanted to do this movie. You know what I mean? So.
That's post Wall Street too, with Douglas attached to it. That's like that's bringing in the big bucks from a studio perspective of
right
attached to it. And Schumacher, who at the time was one of the biggest directors ever.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's done some great work, but everybody just, hey, it's the Bat Nipples guy. Yeah. Well, he's done some good movies too. There's some other good movies he's done. Well, anyway, let's get back to this film. So our boy, he's had enough. He's out, leaves his car, and he's trying to go home, man. He's trying to go home, and then he runs into this liquor store, and man, all he wants to do is just buy a soda, and the guy's being kind of a dick, and he kind of handles it in a way we probably shouldn't handle it in real life, but you can kind of understand the frustration a little bit. But he kind of goes ape shit, he kind of loses it. He kind of loses it here, and he's like, "Hey, I'm just standing up for my rights as a consumer, all right?" But I love how he walks around. He's like, "How much are these batteries right here?" He tells him, it's like, "Too much crack." He starts doing that around the store, just fucking up the whole store.
He's like the Robin Hood of moral fiber throughout the entire film. That's what he tries to do.
Yeah.
In his head, he's right the entire time.
Yeah, he's right. Eric right here says The Adventures of Ford Fairlane was awesome.
Yes,
people talk about it. There you go. Hey.
Yes. I love Dice.
All right, Dice. Hey.
Hey.
What was it? Why can't a grown man like candy? Have you ever heard that story? It's hilarious.
Dice, yeah. That was on Dice Man Comics, I believe. Yeah.
Oh man, it was fucking funny, dude.
Yeah,
but I heard it when he was on Joey Diaz's show.
Oh.
And he was talking about that story. He's like, his girl kept giving him shit because he wants candy in his car and shit.
Yeah.
And he had to break it down, but just the way he said it, because it's Dice, is so funny.
He's out of his mind, man. I don't know if I'm going off topic, but he has this whole thing where he walks around the city of Manhattan in New York, and he just films people with his phone, and they have no idea who he is. He just the small funny commentary. He's a funny guy still.
Oh, that's fucking funny. I'm gonna have to check out a couple of those vids. Yeah. But I love this shot right here.
Oh, so good.
It's so great. This is great directing. It's so good.
It's almost like the first shot of the movie where they do a lot of extreme close-ups on his eye. I love the cinematography in this film. I think this is right before the gang members on their sacred land, I believe, right?
Yes, he trespassed.
So good.
Yeah. Oh my goodness! But that scene where he's just like, Jesus Christ, really?
Yeah.
He's like, look, I'm just trying to go home. Let me get out of Europe. I get it. I've encroached on your territory. He's like, I get it. You don't like it. You're upset. Like, just let me go. I'll be out of your hair. You got to pay a toll. Man. And then that was it. He was like, all right, I'm going to fuck these dudes up. That was great. And then you forgot your brief. You forgot the briefcase.
That was the line. I never forgot. I watched this movie when did this come out? Was it 91?
93.
93. Okay. So I was 13 years old when I saw this. Yeah.
Oh, but it was so fucking funny, dude. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's like
clear path, motherfuckers. You fucking assholes.
And those guys, I mean, later in the movie, those guys, they fucked up big time trying to come back after him.
Oh man, that's so funny. I don't understand why people got offended by that scene. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why when we get to it. Tyler, certified badass channel member, he says, "Hey guys, Falling Down is very underrated. Love Ford Fairlane."
Oh,
yeah, son, that's right. Look at that. Yeah, Rennie Harlan, Cliffhanger, Dream Master did Ford Fairlane. It's crazy, man.
What?
Yeah. But yeah, I'll get to how I reacted to the drive-by gone horribly wrong. But did you notice this? I didn't notice it the first time I watched the movie, and then when I rewatched it recently, when he's walking in the city and he comes across the actor, what was it? So I'm not, was it economically viable or something like that?
Yeah,
which is kind of fucked up because he is working,
Yeah.
he has money, but they still won't give him a loan because that's what they told him. So I think anybody would be kind of pissed off. He's like, "What are you talking about? I got a job, I got money. Like, why won't you give me a loan?" Right? What I didn't notice, here's the little scene here. This is what happens when you're not economically viable. What I didn't, and he goes, "Remember me," right? And they have that acknowledgement. He does that, right? What I didn't notice until I watched it the second time, he's wearing the exact same outfit Michael Douglas is wearing.
Oh shit!
Yeah, he's wearing the same top, tie, and pants.
Wow, that's a good pickup.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh shit, I see what you're doing there, movie. I see what you did there."
That's actually the same actor from Die Hard 2 that gets killed in the airport hangar at the very beginning.
Yeah, that guy's great. It's a great actor. He was good in Daredevil on
for sure.
1. Yeah, he was great in that. But yeah, I didn't notice that at first. And I saw it again.
That's a real good mind fuck right there. Putting him in there,
Yeah.
That's a good pickup. Wow.
Yeah, had no idea.
But
then it leads to the drive-by. And man, this scene here, that's some Dirty Harry camera angle shot we got going right there. This is one of the most iconic scenes from the film. I remember when this movie came out and people were talking about it later after it came out on VHS, because I didn't see it in the theater. I saw it later on like VHS. And I remember people when it was released and people were renting it. I remember people were like, "Man," they weren't offended that he shot the gang member in the leg because he was fucking with him. He's like, "Yeah, see how that works? That's how it works." He shoots him in the leg, right? Then he takes the bag of guns and defense walks off. That's his name in the credits, right? It's Defense. It's just hilarious.
They don't even mention his name.
Yeah, that's really funny.
Yeah.
When I recently watched it, I forgot in the credits it says Michael Douglas says Defense.
That's
this is hilarious. But people were mad because, or like not mad, but they were just like, "Man, that's some bullshit. All those guys shoot all those guns and they miss. They don't hit him once. Man, that's some bullshit. This movie sucks." And I'm like, dude, that's the fucking point of the scene. That's the point, was they couldn't aim worth shit.
Yeah, lucky for the studio, Michael Douglas and Schumacher that Letterbox and the internet wasn't around then. Everyone's got an opinion these days about every little thing.
Yeah, but I thought maybe they'd be like, "Man, why do you have to shoot him in the leg like that? You saw that the guy was hurt. That was fucked up." Or I thought maybe that's what they would say.
Yeah.
But no, that's what they were upset about. They were like, "Man, this movie's garbage. Those gangsters blasted like crazy to get revenge and they didn't hit him once." That was the point of the goddamn scene. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Of course, the girl gets out of the car right before it too. She's a little firecracker.
Oh yeah. Yeah. She was good in the movie too. Yeah.
Yeah, she's really. It's funny, like movies like this, you see the same actors in like colors. A lot of the same actors were in colors. A lot of them were in Point Break as well, like as background extras. I've noticed. You watch enough films, like that's a great pickup. I'm actually ashamed I didn't pick up on the actual tie. Yeah, that's a good catch.
Well, you're so focused on the movie and what's going on.
Yeah.
You're not really trying to keep out what people are wearing. But like I said, it took a second viewing for me to go, oh shit,
Yeah.
you know.
That's why he's buying the snow globe too.
All right, sorry about that. Got a message there. But now we get to my favorite scene in the movie. There's so many favorite scenes in this movie, but I can't help it, man. I can't help it, man. I don't want to be your buddy, Rick. I just want a little breakfast. And the smug look on, you know, that act. You know who that blonde actress was? Is this somebody we should know? She has a face that looks familiar.
It's like, yeah, it looks like.
You guys know? Let us know.
Obviously, it's not Elizabeth Shue, but she has like a Elizabeth Shue vibe to her. She's been in other things. I've definitely.
She looks really familiar.
I think she's been. I'm gonna say she was in a sitcom. I don't know what sitcom, but
yeah. I don't want to go through the entire cast on IMDb right here, but yeah, if you guys know who that blonde actress is and what else she's been in, let us know in chat or in the comments after the video's over. But dude, she was like doing more of the mugging, like face mugging, than the manager was. He had the fake plastic smile, right?
Yeah.
You know, he's like, breakfast is over. We are not. He's like, I'm sorry, but we are not serving that right now, right? But she's like, I couldn't stop watching her, like the whole time. I'm like looking at her
gum for a second, and she's kind of flirting.
And she's all excited, like looking at the manager, looking back at defense, like she just wants to see what's gonna happen, right? I was just like, she's stealing the scene now. She did that on purpose. I know what she was doing. I know what she was doing. She was stealing the scene. But yeah, let me know, guys, if you guys know who that actress is. That was probably another reason why I kept staring at her in the scene. But yeah, everybody was great in that scene. But oh my god, I mean, I think we've all been there. You just want to pull up, get some breakfast, or get a certain item, and it's like a minute. Like I could have sworn that happened to me. I went to McDonald's one time, and they were like, "Yeah, we stopped serving this." It was maybe it wasn't McDonald's, but no, it might have been McDonald's because they don't have breakfast all day. So yeah, I could have sworn I went to McDonald's and I wanted, I can have a sausage McMuffin or something. And they were like, breakfast stopped 2 minutes ago. I was like, oh, really? Yeah, you missed it by 2 minutes. I was like, wow. Yeah. Like, really, dude? Oh my god.
The best part about that is I think now places that have breakfast all day, I feel like most fast food places.
Right.
And then
it's at McDonald's. I think McDonald's is still stingy. I think they're
And then the egg a movie muffin or whatever, the whammy egger. It's still there on the carousel.
Yeah.
And then the best is my favorite part is like, Mister, where are you going? The old guy just like creeping out the door. And then he walks back to his wife who's sitting at the table. He was like trying to leave. You know? Like that scene, the whole film, but that scene is just shot. Everything's just so perfect, you know.
Oh, Dee Pfeiffer, Michelle Pfeiffer's sister. Thank you, Subaki. Thank you. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense then.
Is that no, Pfeiffer wasn't in the Bat Nipples.
No, she was in Batman Returns.
Yes, that would have been some kind of 6 degrees of
But he accidentally shoots the gun off. He's like, "Oh, calm down. Wait, it's just the trigger's sensitive. The trigger's sensitive. Sorry about that." He's trying to calm people down. He's asking them how their food is, which is hysterical, man.
That boss has been in other things as well. I've seen him before.
Which one?
The boss, the Gap.
Oh yeah, he does look familiar. He does look familiar for sure. But he's like changes his mind. He's like, "All right, fuck it. I want the biggest, juiciest burger you got." And they give him the burger. And he goes, "I want you to serve it to me." He tells the manager that.
Why am I calling my guys' first names like I've been acting? I don't even know my boss. I don't know.
But I think we've all relate to it. He's like, takes out the burger. It's like this thin. He's like, you see what I'm talking about here? I want you guys to look at that picture up there, at that plump, juicy, satisfying looking. It's like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? And he turns around. He's asking other people how their food is, and that one person throws up. And then he goes, I don't think she liked the special sauce. Right? And then I think my favorite was right before the scene ended. He turns around and asks everyone about the special sauce or what's wrong with it or something like that. And he had that one kid, like everyone's still in shock. They didn't want to move. He had that one kid like, he like raises his hand because he wants to answer.
And then
that's it. Then
Yeah.
we go to the next scene. It was hilarious. Oh my God, dude. A lot of dark comedy in this.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the fans had a good point with that burger. He did.
Yeah.
He did.
Oh man.
I've done some product photography and videography. It's all just staged, you know, for these burger ads. Yeah, that's a very. I think when you think of this film, you think of the briefcase scene, and then you think of the whammy burger for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it's
have you ever tried to use a phone booth and somebody tried to fuck with you on outside of it and try to rush you? Did that ever happen?
Not to my memory, no.
Yeah, but yeah, this was great.
Yeah,
this guy was being a dick. He's like, other people gotta use the phone, man.
The guy's such a douche. All the dicks they found to play these bit parts were so perfect.
Oh
Central Casting must have had a field day casting this back in the day. It was, I know that intersection too. There's El Pollo Loco in the background to the left-hand side. I think it's La Cienega.
Oh, all right.
La Cienega and Sunset Boulevard in West Hollywood.
But yeah, this made me laugh. Anytime douchebags got theirs in this movie,
of course.
I couldn't help but just kind of cheer. Yes. I couldn't help it, man.
Well, yeah, like I was saying, he's like the Robin Hood. Everything he's doing, it's like that fine line of is he really going over the top, or could I possibly do this? Not like to the extent with firearms and stuff.
Right.
The moral of his insanity is kind of I think most people can relate with.
Yeah. And what's really interesting and great about this film is you have the two parallels adventures of there are two main leads. You have Duvall's character. Again, this is his last days. He's just waiting for wind out the clock and go home and be with his wife. He's going to take care of his wife. They're going to move someplace that he doesn't want to move to, but she thinks it's beautiful. But he's trying to take care of her. She's got some issues. I thought it was interesting because by the time we get to the end, I'm jumping the gun just a little bit here. It feels like an old school traditional Wild West film.
Yeah.
Where you have the old retired sheriff about to hang up the badge and the hat, and he's got one more day, and then you're basically following the antagonist throughout the film, just causing problems in the town, and then it takes that he runs into that sheriff before he hangs up his hat, and then we have our duel at the end. I think that was probably on purpose, especially with that dialogue that we get when they're on the pier at the end of the film. Did you get any little Wild West vibes a little bit?
Definitely.
while watching the film?
Absolutely. Yeah, you can place both these characters in the West, and you get Shane right there. It's very Shane-like. That last scene as well. Not to jump the gun. That's definitely a standoff.
Yeah.
Take 10 paces and turn around, kind of standoff.
Oh yeah. Have you ever seen the movie High Noon?
High Noon, I have not.
Old school, ancient, black and white Gary Cooper movie. But I would check that out. It's good stuff.
It's funny you mentioned that, because if you're watching Johnny Morgan, I have to actually drop his name because he's been telling me about the movie for a very long time.
High Noon?
High Noon, yes.
Oh wow.
And he's also said the movie The Swimmer with Burt Lancaster is falling down as a homage to The Swimmer with Burt Lancaster, about a guy trying to go home, but he pool hops people's pools along the way and meets all these kind of crazy people. So if you supplement Douglas's violence for the people he meets in the pool, and there's actually Reddit threads about
the Swimmer.
It's called The Swimmer with Burt Lancaster. I've never seen it.
I'm about to check that out.
Yeah, we're talking about today, but he's a big film buff, film nerd, and he's been telling me about High Noon forever.
We just blew my mind now. Now I got some. You're writing down High Noon. I'm writing down the swimmer in my head now.
Yeah, I need to watch.
Did he tell you what it was about, High Noon? Did he kind of spoil it a little bit? It's not an action western. There's really no action.
Probably has, but it was a while ago.
So High Noon is great if you guys have not seen it. It's not an action, it's all story driven, but it's a great story because it's about this beloved sheriff. The town loves him. The town adores him. So throughout the whole movie, the beginning to the middle half, they're like baking him pies. They love him. They're inviting him to birthday parties. The whole town loves and adores the sheriff until word gets out that 3 outlaws that the sheriff put away is got free and is coming for a gunning, coming back to that town to get them. And guess what happens? Not one person from the town helps the sheriff.
What?
Yeah, dude.
Who's the actor? Who's the sheriff?
Gary Cooper, old school back in the day. Yeah, not one person. All that love. Oh, we love you. We support you. The danger came to town. The sheriff had to face all 3 men by himself. It's called High Noon, bro. Now, if you want a sci-fi remake, kind of that film, Sean Connery's Outland. Have you seen that?
I have not seen that one as well.
Check that out. Imagine it's almost the same type of plot, but in the future, like during it looks very alien.
Yeah.
Even the title looks almost like an alien ripoff title from the movie Ridley Scott's Alien. But that world that's kind of like Alien, that setting, he's the sheriff he's the law on that base, and it's almost the same, very similar. He has to fight these dudes by himself, but it's in the future. Outland. I don't know if you guys seen that. Smoking Ninja, you are the man. Yeah, thanks for chiming in and hanging out with us today. Yes. But yeah, man. See what happens? Me and Christopher get together. We just have blasts talking movies, man.
My father, that's how I dropped the Shane reference earlier. My dad loved
Shane.
Old westerns, and I was 9, 10, 11. I thought it was so boring and this blah.
I was the same way, bro.
When I was so young, and then now I'm just so sick of everything that's out and just all about indie films,
Yeah.
So I've been going. It's Stars Encore has like a catalog of just like every western, every John Wayne film ever made. Yeah. It's just like so I've been watching. I think High Noon's probably on there. I gotta check that out.
Yeah. But yeah, there's you watch those old classic westerns for the story because they're not action. They're not Tombstone. Yeah. Stop comparing every single western that's ever made to Tombstone. Tombstone is amazing. I love it. But stop comparing old school. High Noon, there was one duel at the end. It was boring. It's not Tombstone. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is 8 hours long, and there's not enough action. It's not Tombstone. Stop doing that.
It might not be factual, but I think Young Guns and Young Guns 2 are probably my 2 favorite westerns because it's just such a good action movie in the West.
Oh, great! Yeah,
love those. Yeah, they pulled that up. I've heard they're making a part 3. I'm like, how do they? They're all so old now. How do they do? And Billy the Kid obviously dies, or does he die? Whatever,
Have you heard anything new since they announced that? Like, what was that? Like almost 2 years ago or a year ago?
2 years ago. Yeah, I'm like on the Young Guns Facebook groups because I'm I don't know, a movie I grew up with it. So when I need something to watch, and just put on Young Guns sometimes.
Woo-hoo. I'll make you famous. Yeah, man. Yeah, dude. I'm happy. Finally, the news dropped that both of those movies are coming out in 4K.
Really?
Yes. Because those Blu-rays, the second film Blu-ray is kind of rare, so it's expensive.
Yeah.
And the first film, the Blu-ray's it's like basic, bare bones. The picture's okay, so I'm happy they're getting the 4K treatment.
That's amazing.
Jet Tiger says, I would like to see a Edo period Japan version of this storyline involving a Ronin. That would be great. That would be great. Yeah, High Noon, but then Japan for sure. All right, back to falling down here. Now, this scene, I don't know why, man. This actor, again, everyone kills it in this movie. Yeah. Everyone kills it in this movie in terms of their performance. This guy is so wild and over the top. And it's so interesting because it's like what happens when crazy meets crazy? If you guys ever wondered what would happen if crazy meets crazy. But this dude, oh my God, in the surplus store, Jesus Christ.
Like you, man. I'm like you. You're nothing like
We're
me.
the same, man. Me and you are the same. Here, you can keep that.
Yeah, you keep that. That's for fun. That guy's just fucking Officer S's. Well, like actress, I don't think I've ever seen that guy in anything ever before. Never again. I think
we need to look that dude up, man.
Oh, definitely.
We need to look that guy up.
That fucking guy stole the show, man. I also feel like I said earlier, people like things for all the wrong reasons sometimes, but like his shit is like Cyclone B. This was used, man, because that's even more relative today.
You do him really good, man.
This was used, man. Yeah, it's that.
Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me.
Yeah. Right behind you, nice and slow, nice and slow. Another great point of the way they sound designed that entire scene. Just leading up to vamping up to the break. I'm nothing like you. I'm an American. You're a crazy asshole.
No, it's great dialogue. Yeah. Oh my God. Oh my God. That was also on the first season of 12. Oh, okay. He's maybe he's more of a TV actor. That's why we haven't seen him a lot. Maybe.
Now I have to go down that rabbit hole.
But yeah, I mean, he's got to fix his shoes. He's got shit he's got to do. So he goes to the surplus store. Defense does, and he runs into crazier here. And man, it doesn't go well. Did you like his crazy guy's demise, or did you want it to be a little bit more violent?
No, I think it was perfect. I think he was trying. He really thought that this guy was a vigilante doing all this shit purposely, because there's crazy people out there that need some stuff to happen to have to relate with and to like identify with, And I think
he has the police radio, so he's been hearing all day what defense has been doing.
She goes, "What's this for?" He goes, "For my personal amusement."
He talks to the female cop.
Yeah,
oh my God, dude, you've nailed him, dude.
Oh, thanks.
Recast.
Yeah,
that's it. Or if you create a character like this in a future movie, you have to play him.
We'd never even be able to get made these days on a studio level. Are you kidding me?
Oh my God. My God.
So good though, but
it's the same, man. He was I am not a vigilante. I'm just trying to go home.
Yeah. He's so excited. He's like, I heard about that shit, the whammy burger. Just like give him a high five. You guys just like,
They spit in your food. I know these things. Too good.
The sick thing, Preston, is that there are millions of fucking people out there like that. That's
I know. It's kind of sad, but kind of funny at the same time when you see them get theirs in movies. But again, more douchebags getting theirs. The golf cart scene, dude. Oh my God. I couldn't stop laughing at this, bro.
One of my favorite lines this entire movie is in this scene.
He's just walking by. He's just passing through. And this douchebag of a golfer is like, "What are you doing on my golf course?" And he's all like, and he hits the ball at him on purpose. That was on purpose.
Sure,
yeah. And defense is like, "What the fuck?" And he's like, "I'm just passing through, man. Why'd you do that?" He's like, "It's my golf course." The other guy's warning him. The other guy's like, "Yo, man, I don't like the way this dude looks. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, bro."
Some sense going on,
Yeah.
It's just like a fucking Army Ranger in the middle of the daytime.
Is a crazy guy. Frederick Forrest was also chef in Apocalypse Now. Oh God, I'm gonna have to go. I gotta go back and watch. It's been a while since I've watched Apocalypse Now. I gotta go back and watch it.
That's amazing fucking film,
dude. Crazy.
That's a movie. That's a movie. I as a kid, I never understood. Like I was allowed to see like tits and sex on TV before I was allowed to see like deep violence.
Yeah.
My father was in Vietnam, And I never forget, like, he wouldn't allow me to watch Apocalypse Now and The Deer Hunter, especially. He's like,
holy shit, dude! You saw The Deer Hunter when you were young?
No, he wouldn't allow me to watch.
Oh, okay. I was like, geez.
Until I was like 16. But like I said, I was watching like Fort Fairlane and like Rodney Dangerfield stand up, like rude, like shit, and nudity, but like that kind of
fun stuff.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. That kind of violence, I was like kept away from a long time, and I know why. So I need to go back and watch Apocalypse. There's the director's cut too that's out there.
The horror. Yeah, the 4K box set that I have has like several different versions of it in there, but they have the most complete version, extended version.
Yeah,
is in there, and the picture looks insane in 4K, dude. Like Jesus Christ.
You turn off motion blur on the TV when you watch it with 4K and stuff like that?
I leave it on. I mean, I'm used to it now.
Yeah.
I get the criticisms with it. I get it. I'm just so used to it now. But yeah, go ahead.
I feel when you turn it off, it like, I don't know. I feel like the 4K renders, when they make these PCPs and these files, they're made for motion blur. So when you actually take motion blur off, it makes it like stuttery. It makes it like worse. I don't know.
Shit! Well, good thing I never watched it and have it turned off. Then
yeah, if you watch like a regular old school encrypted DVD of like Roadhouse, another great movie right there. Peace Swayze, rest in peace. If you watch a DVD and you watch that, it's on a TV and a DVD player, it's going to look awesome. Yeah. But if you watch like a Blu-ray version of Roadhouse and you take off motion blur, it just doesn't look right. I don't know. Something is just off on it. And with motion blur, it still looks a little too like, little too perfect in a weird way,
Right.
But yeah,
interesting.
Back to that scene. Now you're gonna die wearing that stupid little hat.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
So good.
For those of you that don't know, he's like, "Fuck you! You almost killed me with the golf ball." So he shoots the golf cart. Golf cart goes down into the lake, and the guy's like freaking out. He's having a heart attack. And he's like, "Pills!" And the pills were in the cart.
That gift though, that's awesome. The replay of that. Here we go. It's like.
Oh god, yeah, but that was great. Now you're gonna die. Like, now you're gonna die wearing that silly little hat. Oh my god, dude, it was so good, so good.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of one-liners in this movie too. As we're breaking it down, there's a lot of really good one-liners.
Yeah, but again, I forgot to mention a little bit more. Prendergast is, he doesn't want to be useless. He's like, this is my last day. Let me try to do something, right? Like Kevin Costner says in The Untouchables, let's go do some good. So he wanted to do something. And everyone's been ignoring what he's been calling out. He's like, hey, look, the girl that was a girlfriend of the gang members, she said it was a white guy with a white shirt and tie. And they're like, oh, shut up, old man. They were treating him like they were like he was Mick and they were Clubber Lang from Rocky 3 and shit. Shut up, old man. You don't know what you're talking about. So it was like, it was a little sad. It was like, God, they're treating them like this, man. It's kind of fucked up, man. Your last day. Get the fuck out of here. We got it. We got this,
I think you touched on it earlier as well. Duvall's character in this film, is probably the most layered character in the film. We know Douglas, defense. We know what he's about to do when you see the first scene and when you're in the film with Duvall's character. Like you said earlier, he's so layered. He lost a child, was wounded on the job. That's why he's at his desk. His wife is obviously mentally not right, taking care of her, and he's going to move to Albuquerque? No,
I forgot.
Phoenix or
okay.
Where the Eiffel Tower is or something like that.
Yeah.
Which I didn't even know was a thing.
Yeah.
I need to look into that. But yeah, Duvall's character, like you said, he's never in. I don't think he's ever made a bad movie, to be honest with you.
No. And there, like you were saying, there's because of his wife's health. There's a reason why he chose to be behind the desk.
I forgot to tell you one thing. What? I love her.
That was great. That was great. For a second there, when I first watched the movie, I was like, is there something between? Is there something going on the side between Prendergast and the female cop? But no, they just really good.
Going on too.
Yeah, I was like, damn, he's a pimp. But no, they're just really good. They're just really good friends. But which leads us to another hilarious scene. This scene right here. Oh my god. He runs in, he tries to go through that way earlier in the movie, and the construction guys are being douchebags, and they were telling him, you got to go around, right? They're really being arrogant. And he's like, he runs into him again, and he's like, all right, I want you guys to be honest. What's wrong with this street? 2 days ago, there was nothing wrong with it. Now what's going on? Tell the truth. And then the guy's just bullshitting with him, and then all of a sudden the guy sees he's got a piece. And he's like, oh shit, he's got a piece. he's like, tell the truth. He tells the truth. And he's like, I knew it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, boom, brings out but what's so funny is he's trying to figure it out. And then that little kid just comes up. He's like, hey, you filming a movie? What movie is this? Oh my goodness. Yeah. And then he teaches them how to use it. He's like, and the defense is like, how do you know how to do this? He's like, oh, I've seen it on television. Like, just click that back, just aim there. Oh, it's so funny. And he ends up blowing up some of the construction site, which is another great scene. And then walks on through. And meanwhile, there you go. This scene I could definitely relate whenever road work happens.
Yep.
I could have sworn, man, there was like this one street, and it seemed like they were working on the one street for a year. I was like, it felt like a year. You still couldn't go down that street. And then finally it was clear. I was like, dude, what the hell was going on down there? That almost lasted almost a year. Yeah.
He says, I know how it works. What's wrong with the street? And if it doesn't get fixed, you don't get the money anymore for next year. So you have to do the work,
Yep. Meanwhile, our boy Prendergast is catching on. Defense! I love that when he finally connects the dots.
Yeah, Mr. Ho, defense!
And Ho's looking at him like, what the fuck are you doing? Oh man. And then it leads us to the finale. He catches up to, he's just trying to get home to his wife and kid, but she's not his wife.
Let me drop this on you really quickly.
Go ahead.
As I was watching it today, no movies are perfect. I think I might have found a flaw watching the movie today.
Okay.
The wife, I think she's a terrible actress.
Oh.
I'm watching her, and maybe it's just the lines that what's the line? When the two cops are in there, and he's like, oh, the judge, and she's like, oh, is it 100 feet or 200 feet? And the cop's like, oh, that's up to the judge. And then the cop asks her, does he drink? And she pauses, and she's like, oh, no, I thought you meant the judge. No, my husband doesn't drink. But just like, I don't know. Next time you go back and watch it, something's off in that scene. I don't know. I don't. If you guys are out there, who's that actress? I know I've seen her before. I can't. Yeah. I don't know her name.
Barbara Hershey.
Yeah.
Let me click on her name and see what else she's been in here. I think it's Barbara.
She's great. Don't get me wrong, but she
was in Black Swan, Insidious.
Black Swan.
A lot of movies.
She must be older by now. Is that Natalie Portman's mom?
Maybe.
I think it has to be.
I'm going back a little farther here. Hold on. Let's see earlier work. Nothing that's really sticking out to me.
Yeah.
But she's been in a lot of stuff. So The Last Temptation of Christ, she played Mary Magdalene. Let's see.
The performance in that one kitchen scene.
The Right Stuff.
Oh wow.
She was in that. Was she the mom in The Entity? Have you seen The Entity, bro?
No.
She might have been the mom in that movie. Yeah, I used to have it on DVD. I think I gave it to a buddy of mine because I wanted the Blu-ray. Dude, The Entity is fucked up, man. The Entity is fucked up because if it's true, it's fucked up. If you believe it's true, it's a fucked up story. It's a paranormal type story where it's like crazy shit's happening in this lady's house. I think she's the lead in that. And these paranormal things are doing things to her.
This is right up my alley. A woman is tormented and sexually molested by an invisible demon. I actually had a horror film called They Come in the Night. about similar with aliens.
Right.
Alien.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. But her performance was good in that. But maybe it's just this movie, like you said. Maybe the
You
dialogue, maybe something just didn't work.
Just that one scene in the kitchen,
Yeah.
just the line just seemed off. Maybe it was just a line. I don't know. It was just weird. It's a Paranormal Activity mixed with the spot. Spit on Your Grave is the shit. I love that movie.
I saw that in theater, man. Not when it came out. I'm not that old.
Yeah.
But they re-released it down in LA. I saw it in theater and the remake right after it.
Yeah,
What's going on, Egg Shen? What's going on? He's saying hello, Christopher.
What's going on?
Cheers, man. Cheers.
Cheers.
But yeah, Entity's right up your alley, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, using that. But yeah, I think I just kind of, I'll have to go back and revisit it. You may be onto something there. I just kind of looked at it as that it was just really awkward that she was just trying to not tell everything.
Yeah.
I don't know. It wasn't a standout scene. The cop reacting to her, not giving the information he needs.
That was great.
Yeah, his acting, and that was pretty good.
Online when he's like, she's like, "Oh, I thought you meant the judge drink." No, he doesn't drink. What, does he hit you? Does he hit the kid? No, like the okay, like the cop's reaction was priceless that entire time. But to her point, that someone could snap so easily, and just because you haven't physically actually, I think mental abuse is even worse sometimes than physical abuse, because you have that person thinking, when is this going to happen? Like, destructive, toxic relationships and marriages, people,
right?
You can go both ways, obviously, but I think you can fuck someone's mind up. Bodies heal quicker. Minds, I think, take a little bit longer to heal from some kind of mental abuse like that.
Yeah. No, you're right, for sure, for sure. But yeah, man. Now you got me curious about your Alien movie now.
It was a short film called They Come in the Night, and then there was another film that came out at 8/24 came out titled It Comes at Night. I was like, fuck, that's my title right there. So I was gonna reword it, and it's like a 35-page short, but I'm gonna extend it into a feature. Hopefully, shoot that in the next 5 years. I have like three films I want to try getting done in the next 6 years, and
nice.
That's
yeah,
like
man.
Second or third one. Yeah.
Looking forward to that for sure. For sure. Eric says the fact that we are cheering for defense the whole time and then we worry about the wife and child, if he gets to her, is a mind fuck. Yeah, it kind of is. This is a very unique film. But now,
rooting for the bad guy.
I know. Now he, I love the suspense building of him calling her.
Oh, so
as she keeps telling him, "This is not your home anymore. We are not married." And there's the one line later when he calls her a second time, and he's like, "There's no going back. I'm coming. There's no turning back." But he tells her something before that, and he says something like, because she says something back to him. She's like, "If you come here, I'm looking at a cop right now. Like, hey," he's like, "Put him on the phone. Let me talk to him." Right. And then he says something like really like, yikes. He goes, it was some, I'm going to botch it, but it's something like, "Do you know in other countries," this is the way he talks to in other countries, the husband has the right to kill his wife for insulting him or something like that. It was a line, like it just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit. But he finally gets in the house. She gets her and the kid get out. The female cop's lucky she didn't get killed, But when they raided later, her and Prendergast.
And doesn't she hear like some like church bell or something over the phone too that shows that he's close, that he's actually like in town?
Yeah, and he tells her, he's like, "They changed our ice cream shop place.
Yeah.
It's something else, some new world bullshit." And that was it. She was like, "We gotta get the fuck out of here." But yeah, great scene. He goes in the house, he sits in there for a little bit, and he starts watching those home videos. That was a great scene. He's trying to relive the golden days, and then it starts to get a little serious in those tapes, and it's not good. And he sees himself. It's very, very interesting scene.
It's so sad, man. The little kids involved. I have a daughter, so it's like anything like that kind of like strikes a different kind of nerve at me these days, especially watching it again today. It's definitely I think when films have a lot of these like flashback scenes and VHS tapes, I always like that because it shows that they really put the extra effort in to build the world of the man of his mind, of where he was, because he was living in that VHS tape the entire time. He realizes, once he's there, like we were saying earlier, that's when it kind of all comes crashing down in his mind. He realizes he's the villain in a sense.
Yeah. Well said. And you pointing out how good the sound design is, that's a definite positive that not that many people talk about. But the soundtrack, bro.
Oh yeah.
The soundtrack is great, especially when he's running down the pier, trying to get to him down there at the end of the pier. And that when he's running, you got that side shot of him running. That music is like great, like really good soundtrack for the film. Let's see, who did the music? Let me go back here. I feel like it's someone we know. Let me see. Music, where you at? Oh, James Newton Howard. Okay. Yeah, he's really good. Yeah, Dark Knight. He did some of Dark Knight, some of Batman Begins, King Kong. Main themes for, let's see what else he's done. Yeah, he's done a lot of stuff. Split. Yeah. A lot of good stuff. Try to see if there was anything else. Your favorite, Dreamcatcher.
Dreamcatcher?
Yeah.
Have you watched it yet?
No, I haven't. It's funny because the guest on I had yesterday was like, Dreamcatcher didn't work. So yeah. I have two director filmmakers telling me one didn't work and one to check out.
People fucking hate that movie. They really.
He was more softer on it. He just said
was
he said he didn't say he hated it. He was just like it just didn't work in some parts for it.
I think it was like Paul Thomas Anderson said, no movie is terrible. And like I heard that a long time ago, and it's like this is after I proclaimed that Avatar is the worst film ever made. And then, but like now that I've made a film and people can judge that, you know, like I look at it differently now. Where, they're it's just to finish something is so hard to do. So I think PTA is right that no film is terrible. It just might not be your cup of tea. You might not like it.
Right.
I'm curious to see what you think.
I can't say that as of right now, though. Me being on a little bit on the other side recently, especially this year, I have a different appreciation for films, and I watch, analyze, and review films a little bit differently now. But when it's like atrocious, man, I just can't. I can't. I try. Yeah. I might be a little bit more respectable about it than 4 years old me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have to be honest. But no, I get what you're saying too, because I had, one of the greatest action movie directors that's going today right now, William Kaufman. Oh, wow. And I told him, we were talking about John Wick 4, and I told him Oliver Stone, who's another legend of the game, right?
I love Oliver Stone.
Was offended by John Wick Chapter 4, and it made him sick. For a guy who served in the military, that movie and how they treated violence and how everybody was kind of invincible, that movie, John Wick 4, made him sick, and he felt disrespected as a military war veteran guy. So I brought that up. That's what he thinks. That's to each his own. I brought that up to William. I was like, what do you think about that? And William served too. He was in the military too. And William said that he was surprised by that Oliver Stone said something like that. But he said, I don't think any other filmmakers should be bashing any other filmmakers. I was like, oh, that's the first time I heard that.
I think
I understand. I get it. I totally get it. I get it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of what PTA was saying in the sense that there are terrible films that there's some films I think are just abominations, but other people like them. And Dreamcatcher is my film that I like. That people are like, oh, it's so bad. How do you like it? I'm like, I don't know. I think it's kooky. I think it's funky.
Yeah,
it's just something different.
It sounds like I'm gonna have fun with it.
Have fun with that one. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, back to our story here. It ends on the pier. Our boy Prendergast shows up, catches our boy here, and we have the great dialogue where he turns around and he goes, I'm going to have you do it because you're the better actor. Go ahead.
I'm the bad guy? I'm the bad guy?
but Duvall, you know, his character did a great job really trying to talk him down, like professional. Like,
oh, dude, Duvall is, you know, he's one of the greatest actors of all time. It doesn't really get his due, I feel.
no.
Just like we're saying, you know, Falling Down is an underrated gem. Duvall has, you know, has had, you know, Godfather and everything. He's had his time.
Yeah.
Like even movies like Secondhand Lions, he's like so good in, and
The Apostle.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. You feel his presence gone when you watch Godfather 3.
Oh, for sure.
You feel like something's missing. But Godfather 3's got a whole bunch of other problems in it.
Yeah.
Oh shit. He liked Dreamcatcher too, buddy.
Yeah. Duddits. I don't want to ruin it for my boy Preston, but Duddits is insane.
Yeah. There you go.
Jonesy. I think.
Now, should I watch it with some liquor?
Or sure. Yeah.
All right. Watch it with some buddies and
it's a good watch. It's like Stand By Me meets I don't want to ruin it. It's like a grown-up Stand By Me meets kind of, I don't even know, Aliens or something. It's
a little sci-fi horror Stand By Me.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's out there. But I think so many things in that film that happen go over people's heads. They don't understand what the director and what they were trying to do with these certain particular scenes.
Yeah,
I think they were personally, I thought they were done so well in the psyche of the main character's mind that people thought it's like. Did you ever watch The Sopranos?
No. I know I'm fired.
That's fine.
I've been wanting to though. I got it in my queue.
There's an episode in The Sopranos where Tony gets shot and he's like in a coma. And there's like 4 episodes that take place while he's in a coma in like this alternate universe.
Oh shit! Yeah.
And those 4 episodes I loved, and the typical, you know, per people that watch Sopranos, the typical audience that want to see, you know, violence and sex and fucking, you know, Italians eating gabagool and stuff.
Yeah.
Funny jokes. You didn't get that. It was like 4 episodes of like a Lost episode, that's my favorite show of all time. Is Lost. So that's kind of like why I dug it. But like Dreamcatcher has a lot of shit like that just kind of goes over people's heads and they don't understand it at all.
Oh shit! Interesting.
And it's what they don't like also.
Well, we do have another series here on the channel called "Is It Really That Bad?"
Oh. Okay.
Maybe we'll revisit that one in the future, man. We'll see.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we could do that too.
I'm down for that.
But yeah, back to this scene. You know, he goes, "There's nothing special about you. The only thing special about you is your girl." You know, he's talking about his daughter.
It's true.
And he's like, you don't want to do nothing stupid. You know, don't you want to see her grow up? And he's like, behind bars? Nope. I love the dialogue where he's like, you know, after he says, "I'm the bad guy," he also says, he's like, "I did everything they told me to." You know, this is the way he says that.
Crazy enough, I have a friend that designed bombs up in Rochester, New York. And he had the same exact job of what Defense has in this film. And
oh, really?
Yes. And he was one of my closest friends in the entire world. Taught me how to play guitar. He's practically my older brother, my neighbor. When I used to run away from home, I would hide in his closet.
Yeah.
I would knock on the door. Right, we know he's in there. Bring him out. My buddy, smart rocket scientist, basically. That's what he did. He designed defense mechanisms and defense weapons for the government. Yeah. He snapped, not like Michael Douglas. He snapped in LA in like late 2000, 2007, 2008. And this is going from working for the government, having a house, making a shitload of money.
Yeah.
He mentally cracked, and he was cutting cold cuts at like the local Ralph's in Santa Monica. And then from just like a downward spiral, and this went into like, so I think it has something to do with like, you know, the backstory of Defense and the working for the government and doing, I think he touches along that. He's like, I killed so many people, not today. I think he says something along the way in the film with his job. Like his job just kills people. It's like what he, I think he's kind of ashamed of that.
Yeah. Wow. Man, I'm sorry about your friend there.
Yeah.
Yeah, defense had a sad realization. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes people, you try to help them, and sometimes you can't. People don't want to be helped. It's just it's the sad nature of mental illness.
But he figured, hey, I might as well go out. At least I can't go to prison. I won't survive. Fuck it. I might as well go out and give my daughter my life insurance. That's my last gift to my daughter before I go. And he tells him, he goes, hey, I got a gun. He slowly turns around, just like an old Western. He's going, I got lots of guns. One in my pocket right here. And I like how he spells it out. He's like, it's just like a Western here, the old sheriff versus the villain. He's like, it's kind of beautiful, And Duvall's still trying to talk him down. He's like, you don't want to do this. And then he draws, and Duvall's got to take him out. He gets shot. And I like how he squirts the gun when he falls over. But Duvall wipes his face. And then defense goes, I would have got you. Then he just falls over, and that's the end of that. Yeah, phenomenal movie, man.
Was he nominated for a Best Actor nom at least for this film?
Nominated that? Let's see. Let me go back here. And I gotta read some of my notes here too. Here we go. Here, I'll type it in. We'll find out right now.
If he wasn't, I feel like he should have been.
He only got an Oscar for Wall Street.
That's it, man.
That's it.
But a nomination though, or just
nothing else popped up. That's okay. We don't want to keep people waiting there.
It's all good.
But there's some notes in here from I will read from the Book of Falling Down. The Book of Defense. I will read from the Book of Defense. Yeah, there was some fun, interesting things in here.
Is there a commentary track on that at all?
What happened?
Is there a commentary track on that?
It is, but it's a little weird. That's why I think they need to redo it. It's like excerpts from different interviews, and they put it in the movie.
Gotcha.
So it's better than nothing, but it's like, now this is from Michael Douglas. Then Michael Douglas starts talking about the scene. This is from Joel Schumacher. It's just like a little distracting.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather them have them all there talking. It's a little distracting. But yeah, here we go. Reading from the Book of Defense. It says, Falling Down's 1993 release spurred passionate debate among critics worldwide, nearly splitting the film's advocates and dissenters straight down the middle. That's back then. That's when the movie came out. This is why we're doing this. Is this movie underrated? Back then, when the movie was released, critics were split. Critics were split on this film. It found a solid audience theatrically and has since grown its numbers in popularity and appreciation since being released on VHS and DVD over time. Falling Down is a film that resonates as much now as it did back then. So yeah, you could say at best, Falling Down probably has a cult following.
100%.
Yeah, you could say that. And I had another one here. This is from Michael Douglas. I saw this project as being about a loss of our middle class, and I had the opportunity to play a character who sort of believed in working hard and getting results, but his world changed and he couldn't make sense of it anymore. Observing what's going on in the country, I see people continually struggling with these same issues. They're trying to find a new path that's not extreme, but that lets them survive and prosper. So that was from Mr. Douglas himself.
It's still relative to today. It's always a relative,
Yeah. Let's see. There was one more thing. Okay. So this is the last thing. So this is from one of the critics that actually liked the movie. Let's see. I thought there was one more thing I had there. I thought it was interesting, but they talk. Oh, okay, that's all right. All right, so this might answer your question right here. So this is from the Mick LaSalle from San Francisco Chronicle. He goes, "This is the perfect way to end this stream." He says, "A few times every year, Hollywood makes a mistake, violates formula, and actually makes a great picture. Falling Down is one of the great mistakes of 1993, a film too good and too original to win any Oscars.
Fuck yeah.
But one bound to be remembered in years to come as a true and ironic statement about life in our time." There we go. And scene. That's it. Appreciate everybody for watching. But yeah, there you go. Dude, that's like the perfect way to end it right there. Too good and too original to win any Oscars because it was so different.
Yeah.
Even though it deserved it. But,
What won the Oscar that year?
Well, that year was the year of Spielberg. Two titans of films came out that year. Jurassic Park and Schindler's List came out the same goddamn year. That's insane. But, yeah, at least nominated, we have to check to see if it was nominated.
Yeah, but I would throw him a nom on that 100%.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Possibly. And also, I feel like the Oscars was different back then. It's like there was like 5 films maybe nominated. Now there's like 12. I feel
Yeah,
there's just too many films.
Yeah,
being nominated.
Hold on a second. Falling Down is a testament how things are made easier by the internet today. If you need to lash out and be heard, you just need to tweet. Back then, you had to make a movie to do it. Yeah, well said. I wonder which has more of a niche fan base, Falling Down or Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. It might be tied, actually. It might be tied. I enjoy Season of the Witch. But yeah, this film it's underrated. It's underrated. I did a poll here on the channel just to see what the public thought. Boom! Look at that. Look at that. They agree also. Majority of them agree.
Who's that 1%?
Come forward.
Yeah.
Show yourself. I bet you whoever was the 1% feels like such a badass right now. He probably feels special, or she feels special. It's all good. It's all good. Freedom of speech. It's welcome here. It's fine. But yeah, I was surprised it was that much of a. I thought it would be like a little half and half, but it was a sweep there. And I love the memes that you see today. Like this one right here. Hold on. I was 25 in 1923. What the fuck is this guy's problem now?
It makes sense now, and you got a mortgage and rent and bills to pay.
Yeah, it's a different story, man. But phenomenal movie, phenomenal performances, cinematography, music.
It's a
sound design, everything.
It's a timeless film, It's a timeless film that's out there, and I don't know one person that I've ever met that said, "Oh, that movie's I don't like that movie." It's always like, "Holy shit, I forgot about that movie. That movie's so awesome." That's the reaction I usually get when I quote, and then when I post it on Facebook.
No, he's just saying
we still love you, buddy.
Yeah.
But
you were saying
when I posted on Facebook that I was going to be the guest on here tonight, a buddy of mine I haven't spoken to in a long time. He reached out and he was like, "Dude, I quote that movie every single day of my life. I always find myself quoting that film."
Yeah.
And a lot of my friends, we live our lives through movie quotes.
Yeah. So do we.
Yeah, such a great film. Yeah. I feel like films from like I was saying earlier, Point Break, American History X. It was like this window of films that and even Terminator 2 to a certain extent of like what Los Angeles was like in that like 90 to like 94.
Predator 2.
You know, yeah.
Predator 2 is a little bit more over the top version of that,
Yeah,
but it's still fun.
I haven't seen P2 in a very, very long time.
Dude, you will revisit it. You will enjoy yourself.
I always remember
you will smile from the beginning till the end of the movie. You will keep a Joker smile because it's so much fun.
I'll never forget, like, the one thing that sticks out to me in that film was like the love scene in like the apartment with like vaulted ceilings. There's a big bed. He's like, he Predator's up there. He swings down and kills someone on the bed. Right?
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah, great movie. It's just so much fun. It's just so much fun. If you're looking for like a serious horror Predator movie, then that's not the movie for you. But if you want to have fun, oh my god, Danny Glover calls Predator pussy lips. He calls them pussy lips. Come on, this is popcorn munching. Laugh a minute and have a good time. But yeah, you got to revisit it, man. It's so much fun. But
he wasn't lying.
Huh?
I said he wasn't lying.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, this was a blast. Thanks again, brother, for coming up with this idea and having us revisit Falling Down. I know we did some spoilers tonight, but if you still have not seen it, we still recommend you check it out. Now, I believe nowadays it's getting a little bit more respect. A little bit more people know about it, but not enough for us to not do it. Is an underrated video. I mean, right now, if you type in all the YouTubers right now that are talking about Snow White, the Snow White controversy, type that in right now, and then type in Falling Down movie reviews. Not a lot of people talk about it. Once in a while, you get I think Critical Drinker reviewed the film like 3 years ago. Once in a while, you'll get some people that talk about it, but not as much as it should be. So yeah, it's underrated. Thanks again, brother, for this suggestion, and I would love to do more videos with you. Absolutely. Maybe we love chatting film. That's what we do here, man. Yeah. Okay. And all you badasses watching right now, what? Look above Mr. Christopher's head there. Do you see that QR code? That's right. Scan that QR code. That's right. Check it out. Because your boy Preston is partnering up with Urban Action Showcase and Expo, baby. That's right. We are partners now. So you want to scan that QR code or check out the link that's in the description box below. So you can check out the website. That's right. Buy some cool merch there. Some Enter the Dragon Bruce Lee jackets. What? But check it out. They have great events, great guests. This year is going to be absolutely insane. So click on the QR code, scan it, or check on the link below and check it out for yourselves and see what awaits. But yeah, I have to make sure you guys are aware of that. And let's see here. Next time to the fan Phat. Remember last week when I asked you who's nuttier, Douglas and Falling Down or De Niro and the Fan? Oh, what do you think about that question?
I think De Niro and the Fan is crazier than Douglas and Falling Down.
Look at that.
He's more delusional. As I think, like I said, I don't know.
Is it because defense thinks he's right, and De Niro's like feels betrayed, or what do you think? Or the motivation similar?
I think the motivation of Douglas in a fucked up way is real. I think he has good motives for his behavior. Where De Niro is just, completely insane, and he wants his revenge off of Wesley Snipes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, off of the baseball guy. Yeah. I haven't watched that film in a long time. That's another film, probably 92, 93 that came out.
Dude, I haven't seen The Fan in forever.
So good.
You know what I'm noticing? I'm noticing a lot of old school movies that people, and it might be some recent films too, where people felt differently about them when they came out, and now people like them. I've noticed that. This is going to blow your mind, Christopher, and everybody watching, but I recall when Heat came out. That's right. Heat. A lot of people that I knew, like 10, 20 people that I knew, saw that movie. And they talk, for those I can talk to all of them, obviously. But from the 5 or 6 that I spoke to, they were all disappointed.
Wow.
They were like, dude, you put a movie where De Niro and Pacino together and we get this snore fest. I'm telling you, when Heat came out, not everyone loved Heat. Not everyone sucketh the Heat dicketh.
Yeah.
Okay. Look.
Val Kilmer too. That is probably.
Yeah. Oh, Heat. Well, I love Heat. I don't know how you feel about Heat, but I love Heat.
Heat is great. I feel I didn't think this way until my buddy, my partner, like mentioned it. It's like it seems a little dated. I watched it the other day. I'm like, what are you fucking talking about? And then I watched it again. I'm like, it is a little dated. It doesn't hold up as well as it once did in my mind. But then I watched it again, like the third time, I watched like a year or so, and I was like, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It holds up. It's great. Val Kilmer I think he steals the film, in my opinion.
Great movie.
Yeah, he's
like Tom Sizemore. Even the side characters were great too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But I remember that, dude. I remember when he came out. I remember people were disappointed. They wanted. I don't know what they wanted. They wanted the Goodfellas or something. Like what did they want? They want a big ass popcorn action thrill ride movie, like with De Niro and Al Pacino.
Who do you like better? Are you a De Niro guy or Pacino guy?
I'm a De Niro guy.
Yeah, probably.
Because there's parts of De Niro. I love Pacino, but there's parts of De Niro that reminds me of my dad.
Really?
So yeah, I'm more of a De Niro guy. But
you ever see that photo of De Niro and his father?
Geeky, because I don't know. Well, now maybe that 1% that didn't like Falling Down.
Yeah.
That guy probably didn't like Heat either.
There's some films when you see them in the theater, like when I saw the recent Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which is one of my favorite movies. Yeah. I saw the theater and like we were walking, my friends talking, like, what do you think? I'm like, I don't know. I need to marinate with it for a little while. Because I typically don't like the ending. I didn't like the ending originally. I don't like what would I know there's a term for it where it's like false history, where they change. Right. You know how they change it. And in Glorious Bastards, I'm not that big of a fan of that film, to be honest with you.
Because they changed the history at the end.
Yeah. But then like I started watching it. I bought it and I watched it like a billion times now. The movie, I think it's one of Tarantino's best, in my opinion. But with going back to Falling Down, I think it's. I just hope to God it just doesn't get remade. It's one of those. I feel like it's one of those films that is been around long enough now.
Which movie?
Falling Down. I hope does never get remade.
Which one?
Falling Down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I hope.
Dear God.
Yeah, that would be.
Jesus. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
With today's audience, good luck.
They
doing if Falling Down was controversial in '93.
Yeah, right.
And no other studio in the world wanted to do it. Could you imagine today? Oh my God, they'd butcher the shit. It would be Safe Space. It would be Falling Down PG-13 Safe Space movie. We don't want to offend anyone. We don't want anybody to think for themselves. We don't want other people to talk about the movie afterwards and have a conversation.
Yeah.
We just want your fucking money and popcorn. Get the fuck out. That's what today's audience is. Or at least that's what the movie of Hollywood of today.
Mainstream level.
Right, the mainstream. That's what they want. They don't give a shit.
That's one thing I'm finding out just as a filmmaker with the release of Rub also, like people have left, comments on Letterboxd and just like nasty shit. It's like, okay, like we weren't a Hollywood picture. Like I don't know what you were expecting from our film and from our trailer. But like this is the film that we made that we wanted to make. You don't like it.
Next to shit.
Yeah.
Is that what they said?
What?
Is that what that person said? It was next to shit, or
no? I'm just saying people like would reach out and say nasty stuff.
Oh,
they would say,
you know what those people are. You know what those people are. Those are people who have not seen Manos: The Hands of Fate. Those are people who have not seen movies like Robo Woman or Octoman. Okay, those are the people. These are what you call casuals.
Yeah,
that don't know.
Yeah,
they don't know what a really bad movie is.
Yeah,
they can't even fathom. They wouldn't be able to. If you took today's audience and sat them down and forced them to watch Manos: The Hands of Fate, they wouldn't survive. They'd kill themselves.
I've never seen that movie.
Oh, we have a dare.
Yeah.
We have I have a challenge for you then, man.
The Hands of Fate.
Dude, I think the whole movie is on YouTube. If I find it on YouTube, I'll send it to you. We'll talk a little bit about it afterwards. Yeah. They're casuals. They don't know. They don't know. There are levels, okay, guys?
Definitely.
There are levels, and I enjoyed Rub.
Thank you.
Is it the remake would be about Karen complaining about her ice latte?
That's exactly what it would be.
Using her phone instead of a gun. Oh my god, that'd be hilarious.
That'd be funny. That'd be a great no nomination.
Wow.
Hey Charlie, what's up, Charles?
That's Charlie. What's going on, man?
Right there, my buddy.
How you doing, brother? Thanks for catching up to us and letting us know about.
We have $1 million idea. That's a fucking $1 million Super Bowl commercial. Shot for shot whammy burger with a cell phone. That's $1 million right there.
You got to do it.
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
I feel like it's been done. I feel like they did. You know how every Super Bowl commercial now is like a parody of an old classic thing.
There are Karen horror movies now, but I don't think that any of them are any good. They're not clever. They're not clever or funny. But dude, no nominations, bro. None.
That's insane. Yeah, that's
none.
That's blasphemy. Is what that
none.
Is,
like none.
Can you read that last that quote one more time? That from the book. That was some serious shit right there. And
from the book of defense.
Yes. What's up, Charlie?
All right, here we go. And then we'll call it a night. All right. A few times, say like I need a long white beard and a wizard hat or something. A few times every year, Hollywood makes a mistake, violates formula, and actually makes a great picture. Falling Down is one of the great mistakes of 1993, a film too good and too original to win any Oscars, but one bound to be remembered in years to come as a true and ironic statement about life in our time. Thank you.
One of the best written reviews that I've read or heard.
It fits.
That guy, or they get it. They get it. They get what making a movie is all about, right there. That's right there. Not about awards, not about this, not about that. It's about something that's going to stand the test of time. You know.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Here we are, almost 40 years later, talking about it.
Yeah. Well, we're doing our best to help spread the word. So make sure you guys watch Falling Down if you haven't seen it. And distributors out there, come on, man. Come on. We need a 4K. We need a brand new special edition briefcase edition with swag and posters and shit and the Blu-ray inside, 4K inside. Come on. Come on, money.
Be off so much. We didn't talk
Come
about
on,
that.
that'd be great. That'd be great. But thanks again for hanging out with us and watching. Don't forget to follow Christopher Fox's filmmaking journey. Follow him on Instagram in the description box below. And if you enjoyed yourselves hanging out with the old samurai guy, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one this Sunday at 1 o'clock. Me and stuntman martial artist Kyle Wong are going to be reviewing Warrior Season 3. That's this Sunday at 1 p.m. Pacific time. So I'll see you guys there. Keep watching movies. Good movies. And check out Rub. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.
Take care, everybody. Be safe.